Dan, the Marketing Man Moskal here, and we are looking at step 8. If this is the first video you're seeing, please check the link in the description below for some of the other steps. And I just want to kind of check in with you and show you where we are with our stuff. This was our plan, our outline. We're at February 10th. Our plan was to get all the meat out by February 7th. February 11th, we were going to edit and publish, and then we were going to kind of publish it all. We're going to actually miss this deadline. I didn't even see that on the 11th, but that's okay. That's like half the reason to set goals is because even if you miss them, as long as you're pushing towards them and moving forward and getting there, like you're going to hit your goal. There's some crazy thing I heard recently about people not setting goals because usually they don't hit them. But goals like drag you along. Anyways, I don't want to get carried away, but I do want to show you, this was kind of our initial meat section here, was using, we like to use the drag and dictate. I've heard people suggest, what do you call it? Talking, dictating, recording your book and then having someone else transcribe it. If you do go that way, I would suggest Elance to find someone or find a teenager in your neighborhood to write it down for you. Or do it yourself. But here's what we're doing really. This is kind of our final rough draft-ish. And what we're doing is taking some of these sections, and these are going to be kind of our chapters probably. We'll probably combine this one specifically, but some of these longer ones here, down here too, is what will ultimately be our chapters, and these are kind of working chapter titles. The idea right now is we don't want to get like too ahead of ourselves in the sense, sorry, you can see some of this stuff, you know, we're talking about Oprah Winfrey, paying the price, Earl Nightingale, living on a tropical island, believing in Santa Claus, the idea of fairness, Walt Disney, Henry Ford, Conrad Hilton, telling some of our own stories, such as a partnership we had with a guy, Joe. But the idea is really, and this is what we're really doing right now though, before we overthink anything like we just have in this video, is we want to get everything we want to say, we just want to get it out. We want to write it down in pieces and words and get it out, because it's very easy to think about the book you want to write. It's much more challenging to actually sit down and start writing and ultimately finish writing that book. So what we're going to do here is we're going to spend the next probably day or two, we're going to do some more work still here today, but we're going to spend the next day or two really getting everything out, everything that we want to say, and this is getting it out into a much more kind of finalized version of it. And we're still going through here and taking our chunks, like we haven't even included this movement and stuff. We haven't included a whole bunch of the things that we've written already on our the Word document I just showed you. We haven't put those in here, and the way we go through it is actually go through it. You can see right here, let me just show you as an example, this one, movement, taking action. This is a relatively short, you know, we've got what, 10 paragraphs, 15 paragraphs. You know, that's a relatively short chapter-ish. What we're going to do is just copy this, and then we're going to paste this in over to our kind of our final draft here. We're just going to paste it in, and then we go through it, we kind of reread it, and then we actually add many of the 12 things that we can also say and that we want to say about movement. Kind of hashing this stuff out and getting the contents out is really just getting this stuff out, and then from there you can really kind of expand even on some of the ideas, because it's so hard to get this stuff out of your head. You got to get it out, especially on things, you know, this is one of our bigger projects that's a little bit more challenging, in the sense that we're not talking about an easy subject like video marketing or email marketing, where we can easily outline things and follow those outlines. And even if you are writing about that, it's still challenging sometimes to get everything out. So what we want to do here, and the way we're going to do our steps, is to get all this stuff out like we are, and then we're going to go back and we're going to decide in what sequence and what flow. And we haven't even written the introduction yet. We're going to actually save that probably for the end here. But then we're going to go through the flow and making sure that everything follows kind of in a sequential, good, logical order. And one of the cool things you can do about that is you can later switch around the sections like I've done with some of my books, and it gives you some ways to break things up and stuff. So check out the next video here. Have a great afternoon. This is Dan Moskal. Please visit danmoskaluniversity.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please keep moving forward with your book. I'm going to show you everything I know and everything I do to get all this stuff out there. You know, I've got a whole bunch of books beyond even just Dan Moskal. That's my real name. I've written 5 books. This is my 6th now. And we're going to be pretty close to this outline here. We should be probably publishing and doing the audiobook probably around the 14th, if not even prior to that. So we have a couple big days here to really get this all finished up. If you visit danmoskaluniversity.com, you can sign up for our free video marketing training course we're offering here. And also visit Amazon, iTunes, Barnes & Noble, and many more. And you can find any one of our books, including this upcoming one. And we just published Video Marketing for Entrepreneurs, if you are curious, over here at Amazon, also in the audiobook. So have a terrific afternoon, and looking forward to talking to you soon.